Hi everyone, welcome to Bad Deli. I'm Chris King.
Alexander Boyd.
Welcome back. We have another film rundown today. We're going to break down the biggest film topics of the week and just give you some of our own opinions and speculation as to what can be happening in the movie industry moving forward. So let's just go right into it, starting with the new trailer that has dropped just very early today.
Yes.
Fantastic Four.
So you want me to start this off?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I love Chronicle. Chronicle's amazing. I love Chronicle. Well, it wasn't amazing, but it was really good. I really enjoyed Chronicle. Yeah. So it's nice to see a sequel.
Right.
Yes. This looks a lot like Chronicle, especially going frame by frame. You actually see a bunch of stuff that reminds you of Chronicle. Especially, when are we going to see movies that is not some weird light beaming to the sky? Like, when is that going to stop being a thing?
I don't know. Ever since, like, Tron. Like, we see that everywhere.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Tron. There's Tron. Independence Day, if you want to count that giant flying saucers.
Man of Steel.
Yes, that dubstep from the sky.
Oh god, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, so are we on the same page for Task 4? Or do we have kind of two different views? Because we went back and forth with the trailer, and we both saw very different stuff.
Yeah. Right.
It's some positive and some negative.
Okay, so you were telling me about the plots that it's about them being in outer space.
Yeah, so it looks like a lot of this movie, I think, is going to be set in space, which, as you know, has to deal with their origin story, right? They're all, space scientists. That's how they've always began getting exposed to cosmic rays, and so that's how they, gain their powers. In this film, I think it's not necessarily gonna be cosmic rays. Something more along the lines of them trying to travel to another dimension. I read the plot and I just thought Interstellar. That's kind of what I got from it. The one thing that I will say that, like, the saving grace of this trailer is a lot of the interviews that came out with Kinberg and Trank, and some of the reporters asking them, like, what was the inspiration behind this film, and he noted Cronenberg, David Cronenberg, as a big inspiration. So he did, like, The Fly.
Yeah.
Other horror movies along those kind of lines that are very sci-fi-esque, which is cool. Not a bad place to get your inspiration from. But, I mean, we saw a ton of that in this trailer, which... Okay, so I have to admit, looking online, it seems like the majority vote is positive.
Yeah.
They really like the trailer. They got a very dramatic kind of vibe from it.
It was really cool. Actually, I really like the trailer. Yeah. It's really dark. I like the narrator, which is very old school.
Yeah.
We don't hear that anymore. I'm surprised that it's not what's his name? Morgan Freeman's voice.
Yeah, it was that one scientist with the glasses. I'm assuming that it was his voice as well. Mm-hmm. Very very Morgan Freeman-esque kind of an opening to a movie. But I don't know. I think I'm in the minority when I say I really didn't like the trailer. Mm-hmm. But not because it wasn't a good trailer, but because it didn't feel like Fantastic Four.
See, I agree with that. The trailer was good for what it was, but the movie that I saw behind the trailer was not
Fantastic Four. It felt like a mix of, I guess, something along the Fly or something like that, mixed with Interstellar or Gravity. Like, it almost seemed like an alien could have walked right onto the set at that point. There was no underlying tones that this was a superhero movie. Mm-hmm. I didn't know it was a Fantastic Four. I obviously knew what the trailer was, but nothing at any frame did it scream Fantastic Four to me. It seemed like it was just a very weird kind of dimension where apparently some guy can catch on fire, and you had the thing. You had that, like, one kind of money shot of, like, the thing kind of bursting out of some of that rock. Yeah. But I don't know. It didn't seem like Fantastic Four to me. So for that reason, I don't like it. I know majority is people they're really happy with it.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm for it. I'm gonna watch it. I don't expect it to be good, but I'm gonna watch it. Also, I think we both would agree that the person talking, the one that's on the bed, that seems to be having a problem, that's Dr. Doom.
Yeah, it looked like his kind of his armor, I guess. It kind of looked like him.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so yeah. Also, the Thing. There's that shot from behind where they're looking at the dubstep, or that's what we're calling the light now forever. Yeah. The Thing actually looks more rocky, which I was actually pretty happy about.
Yeah, he seemed kind of thinner, but very tall. I think he wasn't wearing a uniform at all. I couldn't really tell because it was kind of close. Oh, another thing. I hate the uniform that they have. Yeah. It looked like a space kind of suit. So I don't
They're
know.
going for
Yeah,
it.
it's about as what I expected, along the same kind of lines as Ant-Man. I'm having trouble deciding which is a better trailer. I guess for now, Fantastic Four is a better trailer, but neither of them felt like a superhero movie. But yeah, so I don't know. Let us know what you guys, if you guys are looking forward to Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I'm very interested in hearing
with
these
the A dropped out and put the 4 inside the Fantastic.
Oh, I hate that so much. We need to stop doing that.
Yeah.
Taken
3.
I don't know.
It's crazy, but so that's Fox, right? Fox has obviously they own the film rights for Fantastic Four for a very long time. They also own the X-Men, right? And we know XMen Apocalypse is coming out next year. Very highly anticipated movie. But I mean, the thing with Fox is that their properties don't really feel like the comic books. They kind of felt like take those properties and ground them in present day, which can be negative and positive depending on what kind of a fan you are.
Yeah.
But X-Men Apocalypse, we figured out this early this week. I think it was Singer who tweeted out the actual casting. Jean Grey, young Storm, and young Cyclops. We have Sophie Turner for Jean Grey. She's the one from Game of Thrones, correct?
Yes.
Alexandra Shipp, who is playing Storm.
Yeah.
She played Aaliyah, I think, in a TV movie, and I think she was on some Nickelodeon series. And Cyclops, Ty Sheridan. He has some buzz around him. He was in the movie Mud or something like that.
Oh, that's him?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't watch the movie, but people say it was good.
Okay.
So yeah, we have those 3 young X-Men. Now, what is their role going to be in X-Men Apocalypse?
Okay, so we got Sansa Stark. She's just gonna play her Game of Thrones role of just being scared and complaining all the time. Then we got Aaliyah, Alexandra Shipp. That one's the one that I actually do see happening, especially with her hair. I want to see Mohawk Storm.
Oh, I know.
Mohawk Storm would be cool. I want to see that. I'm for that. I like her out of the 3. I think that's the best one. Then the other guy, the Mud Kid. Yeah, the Mud Kid. He looks like he's gonna cry some more, so it makes sense for him to be a young Cyclops because the newer Cyclops cried and died.
Yeah. Oh god, that's probably one of the worst roles I've seen in a comic movie. What is his name? Madsen as Cyclops in the original X-Men movies. One of the worst ways to strip one of the best comic superheroes of his
cool.
dignity. You know, like Cyclops, right? Like you said, he was cool. He was a badass. He was a leader of the X-Men. So I'm hoping that this is a complete fresh reboot of what that Cyclops was, what that Jean Grey was, and definitely what Storm was. They really need those are like probably your 3 greatest X-Men that you could probably make a movie just of them.
Yeah,
So
I can see that.
if this goes well, maybe we can see them in further movies, but I'm not really sure because it's kind of weird to say like where does this movie go from here? It's supposed to be the end of this kind of past trilogy.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's kind of crazy, but you like the casting.
Yeah, I think with Sophie Turner, I think she can act, especially with the arc that's going on. Like I'm talking about her acting due to Game of Thrones. Mm-hmm. I think that the arc that she was going through in Game of Thrones, like you could see that she could do the whiny, like I just need to put a face, and then go to I'm gonna be conniving. Like that's where she's headed to right now. Spoilers for people who watch that. Kind of, not really. And then as for the other girl, Alexandra Shipp, I know nothing about her. But she played Aaliyah and gets a lot of hype for that. Like people really do enjoy that. Okay. So for that, the Mud Kid, I'm never gonna Ty
Sheridan. Mm-hmm.
Ty Sheridan. I like his last name, just because photography. Anyways, so I guess he was fun in Mud. We'll see what he can do. I have hopes for this. We'll see what happens.
Okay. All right. So
I'm for it.
Yeah, a lot of Fox news that has been rolling out. One kind of tie-in that I didn't even want to mention, but since we're on X-Men, X-Men is getting a live-action TV series, and we're not covering TV, just yet, at least. But Fox is trying to pull an X-Men TV series, and now that I think of it, you're casting 3 very up-and-coming actors. Mm-hmm. It's possible maybe they will be the subject of this live-action TV series. So
something that I think what Steven Spielberg said a while ago was, movies are going to TV. Like that's where everything's going to be now. Like I guess that he's talking about the theaters are going downhill. Yeah. And that everything's on TV, and we're seeing that. They're making so many things on TV right now. They're making Supergirl. They're making Krypton. They're making a bunch of stuff happen on TV. So I think eventually we're gonna have to cover TV. And
yeah. We're working on that already. So moving on though, Disney as well just tweeted out, or actually rather, Emma Watson actually put on her Facebook that she's really excited. She's going to be Belle.
Yeah.
You're a massive Emma Watson fans for multiple reasons. So what do you think about her Belle casting?
Okay, the rumors before was that she was going to play Little Mermaid.
Okay.
Little Mermaid, and I was like, I can see that. I love Emma Watson forever. Just forever. So her being Belle, I could see it. I like it. I think that Emma Watson could do anything. That's about it. I want to see the contrast. I want to see who she's playing against.
Yeah, I think that's the key here in the Beauty and the Beast casting, because it will be a musical like the animated one was. But to me, how is the Beast represented? CGI or motion capture or what have you? If they have an actual kind of prop kind of thing,
it's gonna be motion capture. That's what's happening right now.
Yeah, that's kind of what's happening right now. The Thing is motion captured. So yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what they do with that. The more interesting thing with that really to me was, like, I mean, we have Cinderella coming out like next month, I think. And now we have news of Beauty and the Beast. They're obviously trying to do the live action series of all the princesses. That's kind of interesting, especially if they do like this kind of shared princess universe.
It's gonna happen. There was this movie, I don't remember if it's still being made, but I've got my hands onto this movie at one point a while ago, that they were actually gonna make the kids of these people, like the kids of Cruella de Vil, and the kids of Ursula. The kids so there was this rumor about that. So I don't know if that movie ended up falling apart, but this is what's happening. Okay, they're gonna make this and gonna get a shared universe. Like, all we're gonna get together. They're all gonna wield keyblades and then fight.
My first thought was like, if they do that, if they did a Kingdom Hearts movie, that'd be so sick. Although the princess did like nothing in that game, but that'd be dope. So our final, actually we have two last topics for. We're actually doing part one of this video. The Jetsons get their screenwriter. We heard news about a Jetsons movie possibly a good while back.
Yeah.
You know, and this is actually our first step into this movie actually happening. But they got this screenwriter. Name is Matt Lieberman. He doesn't really have too many film credits, but you notice that he's going to be writing the next Scooby-Doo.
Yes, yeah. I was looking him up to see his credits because I never heard of this guy. I found that he made this sequel to Dr. Dolittle a while ago, and I didn't watch that. And something else that I guess wasn't made, which was Short Circuit. I don't know if it was like a remake of the old Short Circuit, or probably he has something to do with it. Whatever. Well, so I was looking him up, and something popped up. It said that they liked the script or the writing that he did, the story. I don't know what it is. Probably some early draft of a upcoming Scooby-Doo movie. So I guess he was writing Scooby-Doo, and they're like, you know what? Let's give him Jetsons as well. So just start being ready to see a reboot of the Flintstones soon too.
It seems like, I mean, he's working on this Hanna-Barbera property, one of the most well-known properties, and actually Kanye West was attached to this movie for a very long time, and I'm hoping he's still on board with it, but I'm not really sure if that's gonna happen. But my next thought was Flintstones has to be next. But as long as this is animated, like I really don't want to see live action. I don't know if we have word if this one's going to be live action or not. So I would prefer it either be just CGI or preferably just animated, just like hand-drawn, kind of like how it used to be.
So I want to hear your thoughts on, what are your thoughts on Jetsons? Because we've been seeing a lot of barren, wasteland type of future. Are you happy we actually get to see an up-and-coming future?
That's what I was really interested with Kanye West being attached to it, because he loves that color scheme. If you saw in the Heartless music video, like it's set in a Jetsons kind of world. So Jetsons is one of the best properties that was produced by Hanna-Barbera. Yeah. To me, it's probably much more entertaining than both Flintstones and Scooby-Doo. Next, I'm hoping for like Samurai Jack or something like that.
Oh, Samurai Jack would be awesome.
Yeah, it would be really dope. They were working on it for a long time.
Yeah, what happened to that?
I don't know. Someone get on that. But anyway, I mean, yeah, it could be really cool. I figure if this property, just like many other 80s kind of properties, works, they probably will do Flintstones, maybe He-Man, maybe people have been waiting for Thundercats, all that kind of stuff. So we'll see. anything is possible if this one actually works. But our last topic for this part of this video, the Hateful Eight cast has been revealed.
Yes.
You actually have the list of pretty much like all the actors from Hateful Eight.
Yes.
Pretty much like what Tarantino works best with, those kind of guys.
Okay, yeah, we've seen some of these already in Tarantino movies. We got Samuel Jackson, he's coming. Kurt Russell, I haven't seen him in a while. Like the last movie I saw him was probably Death Proof. Death Proof. Walton Goggins, I'm gonna ruin all these names. Damien Bisher, still ruining names. Michael Madsen, Bruce Dern, and Tim Roth.
Yeah, so you have two Reservoir Dogs guys. I'm excited. Hateful Eight. If it's just like,
welcome back, I'm Alexander Void.
So as we already mentioned before in the past video, this is part 2 of this film rundown, this episode. So we have another 5 topics because there was a lot of news to cover this week. So let's get right into it, starting with a lot of Disney news that also got released. Now this one first is actually just reports, but it's really heavy reports. And we've actually talked about it when we were talking about Jurassic Park. Indiana Jones possible revival. Yeah. And, of course, everyone's first thought was Chris Pratt. We saw how great and perfect he was as Star-Lord. And that same kind of energy is what we would need in a new Indiana Jones. But reports come out that the studios are actually, in fact, looking towards Chris Pratt.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. I love Indiana Jones, but I don't know if he should be rebooted. And other than that, Chris Pratt's going to be in everything. This is like, last year was the year of the Pratt, and this year is another year of the Pratt, and it's going to keep being years of Pratts everywhere Pratts. They're ending Parks and Rec, so I guess there's that. He's going to be in more Guardians of the Galaxy, so he's going to be quite busy.
Lego movie. Everything.
Oh yes, they're making another Lego movie. Well, they're making a bunch of other things first. So, I don't know. He's charming enough. It's gonna be a tough one because he could do that whole bad boy in space role. So I think he could still take that same thing and bring it to Indiana Jones. I like him as an actor. I just don't believe that Indy should be rebooted. But I have no choice in this matter. Everything will get rebooted eventually. Yep. So, but for this is a good choice. I'm happy for it.
I think as far as the casting, right? It's not confirmed yet. It's kind of a no-brainer, right? Chris Pratt, of course, he's on top right now. Probably just next to Bradley Cooper. As far as you're talking just popularity, not with the roles he's done, but as far as popularity goes, he's one of the top actors now, and he could play the role pretty great. But I think the only problem here is that should Indiana Jones actually be rebooted, kind of again, if you consider Kingdom of Crystal Skull a reboot, as bad as it was. So I mean that's a problem, especially because if we see another Indiana Jones, I want him set way back. During like World War II kind of stuff. Yeah. That's what I think a lot of people want to see. You can't really do that in modern times. So I don't know. It could be interesting, but unless they do it that way, I don't really want to see it. So that's Indiana Jones. Now let's go back to superhero stuff for just a minute. Joss Whedon has just confirmed that he's in fact not directing Infinity War Part 1 or Part 2, which we can call 3 or 4 if you'd like. So Age of Ultron, that's Joss Whedon's final stamp on the Marvel Universe.
Yeah, this has been a rumor for a while. This has been said for a while. He did say that the first Avengers took a toll on him. Yeah. So, and then here he is doing an even bigger movie. So of course it's going to take an even bigger toll. So now we broke the Whedon. Yeah. It has happened. So he needs time to rest. He's going to do other things. I'm sure he's going to come in as a consultant and do all that good stuff. Because what I like about Joss Whedon is that he's a nerd. I love that he is a part of us, that he thinks like we do. He gets into character. If you saw his comments as Ultron, that he's been working on Ultron.
Oh, yes, yeah.
That the Avengers must pay. So I love that about him, that he's passionate about this. So I get this, and I get that he's taking a step back. I'm sure he'll be back. I'm sure he'll be back for something at one point, so it could make something fun. He'll probably make after Infinity Wars, whatever happens. It's good. It's good. I like it. I think the best thing about Star Wars...
Maybe Iron Man 4 or something like that.
I think the best thing about Star Wars, the original trilogy, is that there were different directors. Yeah. So I think that this is a really good thing.
I agree. I agree completely. I also like his reasoning because he stated that I believe when Avengers 3 or something comes out, it will be 5 years since he's done something original. I'm not too big of a fan of his other original content. I know everyone is a mad fan of like
Firefly,
Buffy, Firefly, Serenity. What a horror movie did he do? It was Cabin in the Woods.
Oh, I love Cabin in the Woods.
I believe that's one. I can't remember which one it was.
I think he produced it.
Yeah, one of those. But I mean, the guy's. I mean, he's a genius. He does a lot of really creative work. And I definitely like this move for him. Now that we have, here's the other thing though. The attached part of this is then who is going to direct 3 and 4?
Yeah.
Most likely, a lot of people saying Russo Brothers,
Yep.
who directed Captain America, Winter Soldier, and they're doing Civil War. Mm-hmm. So they're probably likeliest to go on and take Avengers, because if they're working already with Stark and Captain America and whoever is going to be in Civil War, it just makes sense that they'll probably do Avengers Infinity War as well.
Yeah, and I think this is not talking bad about them, but I think it'll be easier if there's 2 people.
Right.
So it's just they both carry their own weight of the movie, rather than one person carrying that large weight. So I could see this happening. I like it. I'm for it. I love them. So this is perfect.
Yeah, cool. All right, so that's a lot of the superhero stuff. Talking about Civil War, Daniel Bruhl was just announced that he was going to be added to the cast of Civil War, like in September, something a while back, and immediately everyone was speculating like who's going to play. One of the names that we threw out very early was Baron Zemo.
Yep.
Baron Zemo, for those of you guys who don't know, is one of Captain America's one of his biggest villains, like right up there with Red Skull. He was since way back during the World War kind of times. Very weird kind of villain to do. I think like that's a villain that if you want to do it cool, you have to change so much about him. Like he's known for his adhesive X, which is like essentially just a super glue, and he has a laser death beam. And so he's kind of like the Two-Face of Captain America. Adhesive X goes on his face, and it bonds like his hood over. Yeah, it's kind of Two-Face.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird. You have to really change that up to do it today. But what do you think? Like, who do you think he will probably be?
Yeah, that makes sense. I guess I'm just still waiting for somebody to take on the Red Skull mantle. I want to see Red Skull again. I forgot his name already. What's his name? The guy who played Red Skull last time.
I think it's the guy from Matrix, right?
Yeah, it is. And V for Vendetta.
Jesus,
I forgot his name. Yeah, I'm sure I thought it before, but he said he's not interested in coming back. So I think it's time to replace him. You know.
I think Red Skull probably would have been great for Civil War. You're right, and they probably should have done Baron Zemo first.
Yeah, so I don't know what's happening here. This is actually getting kind of clunky. There's like a lot of stuff in here. It's getting pretty packed for Age of Ultron. There's a lot of story to go around, and then we're adding all these other elements. So unless they're working for Ultron, I guess that's what's going to be.
Sure.
So I don't know what's going to happen. But it's getting too crowded. It's getting too crowded in here. Unless it just have a small role and then it carries on over to Civil War. But even Civil War should be more about Tony and...
Right, and that I think that added to the very early problems of, I like the fact that Infinity War is 2 parts, but even Civil War, that's like a 3-part movie. So this is, you're right. It is getting way too crowded. You also have the fact that Black Panther is going to be introduced to Civil War. So, you have a pretty big mess, but I'm sure they'll figure it out.
See, wait, before you go on, so what's been going well with these movies is that things carry over.
Yeah.
So I think that's where all this is going to work. Like, they could do small glimpses of people or small things with people, and then it just carries over and just keeps carrying over. And I kind of like that, because it does feel like a universe. It does feel like a giant universe. And I like that. So I guess this helps with that.
Yeah, you're right. Phase 2 is coming to a close. So Phase 3 is, it's gonna be big. So we'll see kind of what they do with that. But we have one more bit of superhero news, but let's save that for last, so we can get a little break right there, because this next one is also really crazy. Mission Impossible 5 being moved up 5 months.
Yeah.
I believe it was supposed to come out the week after Star Wars Episode 7. Which we know is pretty much a death sentence, because that movie is going to have legs like no other. It's going to be packed every night, expected to be crazy. I doubt everyone's who wants to see it that first week is going to be able to see it. It's
going to be terrible. People are going to camp out. People are going to camp out for this.
Oh yeah. That's a good point. So I don't know. It's going to be crazy, but maybe in anticipation of that, Mission Impossible 5 has just been moved up 5 months, so it's going to be coming out this summer. I believe in July, mid kind of July. So,
what do I feel about it?
Yeah.
This is, I haven't heard of movies moving up. I hear a lot of movies moving back. Okay, there's a lot of postponing of movies, but this is crazy. It's just like they really believe in this. They really want this to happen, or is an act of desperation.
Yeah.
So those are the two things it's going to be. I want to believe that they're actually excited about this. I want to believe that they finished it, or they're close to finishing it, and they're just like, we have this. So that means that we're going to see a trailer soon.
Yeah, that means that if this movie is legit, then the movie has to be done, essentially. It's done filming, and they're well into post-production at this point. They're probably just going to spend the next time probably on their marketing.
Yeah, it's going to be intense.
Yeah, it has to be a great push. Some people were saying, like, are they trying to meet Super Bowl, advertising? Who knows? But Ghost Protocol was so good. I gotta admit, the first 3 movies I think were really bad. I couldn't watch more than 20 minutes of them, mainly because, I don't know, anyway. But Ghost Protocol was good. It was really good. So, I mean, if this is piggybacking off that success, then yeah, it could be a really good move for them. Mm-hmm. It is really close to Avengers. So, yeah. Avengers is in May. So, they do have about like a month and a half to get all the money that they need. So, hopefully, it does stand up. Yeah, crazy pack summer. So, last bit of news Green Lantern, Jon Stewart. Tyrese Gibson is lobbying for that role hardcore. He's posting all over his Facebook and Instagram. He wants to be Jon Stewart.
Yeah. See, I never thought I would ever hear those 3 things together. It's Green Lantern, Jon Stewart. I was like, that sounds cool. Mm-hmm. Then why is Tyrese Gibson's name on here?
Nope.
I don't know. I'm one of those people who always wanted Idris Elba to do it, even though he's already in Marvel. But I think that we have enough African American actors to not get desperate and choose Tyrese Gibson. What does he have? What movies has he made that he was good in? Whenever he's in Fast and Furious movies, it's just small, like, one-liners. Yeah. I don't want to hear another Ryan Reynolds incident with one-liners over and over again. I am happy for Jon Stewart. I want that to happen, but I do not. I want somebody who can act. That sounds really mean, but it's true.
It's true. Tyrese Gibson is really not talented. Sorry, in any force. And look, there's multiple reasons why he should not play Green Lantern, or he probably will not. I mean, for one, he's a Universal boy. Mm-hmm. Okay, Transformers, and all 3 Transformers.
I forgot he was in them.
Yeah, he was in all 3 of them, and he was in pretty much like in the past 3 Fast and Furious movies. Yeah. So he's a Universal boy. That's why he's locked down over there. He's coming over the next Fast and Furious as well. He hasn't played a superhero, but the guy's also like an R&B singer and stuff, which his records are not good at all. And his movies just aren't good either. I think that he's okay as like a supporting kind of comedic role.
Fun guy, yeah.
A lot of romantic comedies and that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. When I hear about Tyrese Gibson, it usually comes out of a girl's mouth.
That's true.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that in a negative way, but that's just where I see it, because he fits more in that role of kind of comedic, romantic comedy, that kind of stuff. So for those roles, I mean, fine, keep him there. But to touch something as like sacred as Jon Stewart, essentially, I really don't like it. I'm with you. I want Jon Stewart for sure. That's the Green Lantern I want. I want Idris Elba. It could be anyone else at this point, but definitely not Tyrese Gibson. As far as him lobbying for the role in this way, what does that say about the movie industry?
I don't know. Most people just like to throw a name out there. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people who just say, I would like to do this. This seems also a little desperate. This seems a little bit like, let me get an artist and make him do stuff for me. Hopefully fans could do this for me and all that stuff. That worked for Donald Glover. Is it Donald Glover or Danny Glover? I always forget those 2.
Donald Glover.
Yeah, I always mix those 2. So Donald Glover, that worked for him, and he actually got a role to play Miles Morales in the cartoon for Spider-Man, which was awesome, because I wanted him as Spider-Man. I thought that would be fun. So this works. It works. Vin Diesel talked about Inhumans. Like, this thing, it works. So it's either he's already in talks, and he's pushing it, or he's actually really, really pushing.
Yeah, I have to say that I think it's a bad move. I no offense to these other actors, but I feel like, Vin Diesel, The Rock, definitely Tyrese Gibson, they're kind of more like the popular boys of like school and kind of stuff, where like, I'm running for best dressed or whatever.
Yeah.
And just because they're popular, like, they will probably get the role or they will win. But that's not really professional. You're not going to see Christian Bale doing this. You're not going to see Woody Harrelson or Daniel Day-Lewis going on their Instagram and saying, like, I want to be Iron Man. Like, no, they're not going to do that. Like, be professional. Unless you're already in the role, like The Rock, and you kind of want to tease everyone, sure, I guess.
This is advertisement.
I kind of feel like it was just, like, Gibson and Vin Diesel at lunch. And he was like, dude, like, I really want to get this role. He's like, just do what I do. Just post on Instagram pictures of you, like, in an Inhuman shirt or something. You'll probably get it. Like, no. And the art, no knock on the artist. The art was really bad.
Yeah, that art.
Anyway.
That art, yeah. I just have hope. Like, if it ends up being him, power to him. I hope that he does a good job because I don't want DC to fail. Like, I want good movies. That's really what I want. So if he does actually get it, hopefully he does it. Hopefully he does a good job. Hopefully he dedicates himself to it. But I'm just hoping for something better.
Yeah, definitely. Agreed. So thank you guys for watching this video. Let us know in the comments or Twitter, anything. Follow us at GoodBadDeli. Let us know what your thoughts were on these news topics and what other kind of news you want us to cover. Thank you guys for watching this video, and make sure to subscribe.